Alright, let's dive straight into it. The soil's secret asterisk. Gripping hook, they didn't just fire me, they laughed. In front of the entire conference hall, under the harsh glow of stage lights, the head of the National Agronomy Board called my research a charming fairy tale, his words, before announcing my dismissal. I still remember the microphone catching the ripple of chuckles from the audience. Years of work shredded in seconds, and the echo of that laughter carved something deep into me, not just humiliation but a vow. A vow that they would one day choke on those words when the earth itself proved them wrong. The painful departure and relentless pursuit asterisk. I left the city with nothing but a second-hand laptop, a weathered notebook, and the last savings in my bank account. My apartment lease was gone, my lab access revoked, my peers stopped returning my calls, but I had something they didn't, memories. Memories of the summers I'd spent with my grandmother in the hills, watching her work the soil with methods older than the country itself. She'd whisper, "The earth remembers if you speak its language." I decided that was the language I'd master, so I walked away from the polished glass buildings of modern agriculture and into remote villages where elders still spoke of humus layers, charcoal pits, and microbial teas. I slept on dirt floors, traded labor for knowledge, and wrote until my fingers cramped. Every day was a quiet rebellion. While they published glossy studies, I was gathering secrets written in seasons, winds, and roots. The arduous ascension and profound triumph asterisk. It wasn't romantic. The first test plot failed, the second was worse. My hands cracked from cold mornings, my clothes carried the permanent scent of compost piles. But then I saw it. On a stretch of land everyone had abandoned as dead, tiny shoots began pushing through the crusted earth. The regeneration methods, layering organic matter, biochar, indigenous microbial cultures were working. Within months, the barren soil became a living carpet. Word spread. Farmers traveled from neighboring provinces to see for themselves. The land yielded harvests where nothing had grown for decades. The same primitive methods they mocked were now restoring ecosystems faster than any synthetic intervention. And the truth was undeniable. Ancestral wisdom wasn't just relevant, it was revolutionary. I realized then. Progress isn't always found in what's new, but in what we've forgotten. The cathartic return and poetic justice asterisk. 1 year later, I stepped back into that same conference hall. This time I wasn't in the audience, I was on stage. Behind me, a massive projection displayed before and after images of the regenerated land, the colors so vibrant they looked unreal. I spoke plainly. You called this a fairy tale, but the soil doesn't lie. The silence in the room was heavier than any applause. The very man who dismissed me stood in the front row, eyes down, hands clasped. When I finished, the ovation was deafening, not because I had proven them wrong, but because the earth had proven us all wrong about what was possible. And as I walked off that stage, I knew. Sometimes the greatest revenge is simply growing something beautiful where they swore nothing could live. If you want, I can now adapt this into a asterisk YouTube-ready script with pacing, emotional beats, and direct-to-camera delivery cues, so it grabs attention within the first 3 seconds and keeps viewers hooked until the climax. Would you like me to do that?